Assalamu alaikum. How many of us know the story of the Prophet ﷺ's neighbor who used to throw garbage in his house? You guys have heard the story? Okay, now I want you to reflect on that for a second. Right? Now, the Prophet ﷺ's neighbor was a Jewish lady and she would throw garbage in his house. Now, what exactly was the nature of this garbage? Why is that question relevant? Because she wasn't exactly throwing candy wrappers. It wasn't her recycling that she was throwing over the wall. It wasn't, these were days in which people used everything that they had at their disposal. They didn't just junk things. They didn't just throw things out. They used everything, right? When they slaughtered a camel, they even used camel bones as utensils. So, what kind of garbage was she throwing? Okay, well, I had the opportunity to sit with some of the scholars from Yemen, and they were doing a commentary in this hadith. And they were talking about how this woman would not throw garbage all the time. She would wait for a specific time. She would wait to hear the sound of wood crackling in a flame. Why was that such a rare sound in the prophetic household? Because they didn't always have food to cook. So it was easy to hear. She would hear for the sound of wood crackle, crackle, crackle as it burned, because she knew that something is cooking. And what would she do? What was this garbage that she was throwing? She wasn't throwing papers. She wasn't throwing old newspapers or milk bottles. Right? These were entrails of animals with all the najasa still in them. And she would throw it over the wall in such a way that it would land into the cooking pot, rendering it useless. What was the prophetic response? Burning effigies? Going out in a protest? What was the prophetic response? One day, she didn't throw anything. The Prophet, did he say, oh, this is our opportunity to show how good Islam is. We will show how fantastic our wonderful character is. No, he was genuinely concerned about this woman. He said, wow, what's going on? Let me go find out. He was genuinely concerned. And it is this genuine concern that changed her heart. Why is that important? Well, a couple of things, right? First of all, it wasn't a self-righteous concern. It wasn't a, this is our opportunity to show them how good we are. It was genuine concern for another human being. Secondly, the thing we know about the Prophet ﷺ is that he is blindingly beautiful in every manner. Whether it's his physical appearance, or it's his character, it's his akhlaq, it's the way he walks, it's the way he turns and looks at you when you stop him in the road to talk to him. Everything about him is blindingly beautiful. Why is that relevant? Well, you don't really need to hand out pamphlets of da'wah to teach people anything. All you and I need to do is take one trait of his character and exemplify it in us. We are the pamphlet. We're not handing out any pamphlet. You are the pamphlet. We are the pamphlet. Embody one prophetic character trait. And when people see that in action, they want to know who you are. They want to know, wow, how do I become like you? That's what they used to ask the Sahaba. How do we become like you? You become like us because we became like him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The prophetic concern wasn't just extended to people who were not even of his faith. We all know the story about the new pulpit that they made for him in the masjid. He used to stand by the dead tree stump to deliver the khutbah, and they made a pulpit for him that he would climb and speak, a proper pulpit. So the day he came and he climbed up the stairs and he turned and he started addressing, every single person in the masjid heard a loud wailing. You know where that wailing was coming from? It was coming from the dead tree stump. The dead tree stump was waiting because it was that much further from the Prophet ﷺ. How much further are we from him? And yet our heart doesn't move, our heart doesn't wail. But what was the prophetic response? Even for a dead tree stump, he stopped his khutbah He got off the minbar and he went and he hugged the tree stump. He hugged a dead tree stump. This was Rahmatul lil Alameen. He certainly wasn't Rahmatul lil Muslimin. Rahmatul lil Alameen. Well, this campaign is about that. This campaign is about exemplifying prophetic concern. It's about saying, you know what? The Prophet ﷺ taught me to care, to give a damn about people in my neighborhood, people in my city who are hungry, who are going to go to sleep hungry tonight. And I need to do something about it. Because this is what he taught me, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what is this campaign doing? We are working with the Mississauga Food Bank, with the Daily Bread Food Bank, and other regional food banks to raise $50,000. We already raised about $12,500 in Ramadan. That allowed the Mississauga Food Bank to distribute $95,000 worth of food. So now we want to raise $50,000 before the end of this year, December 31st, 2012. So I need your help in making this happen. You will be passed our pamphlets, inshallah, either right now or before you leave. It's very simple. All you have to do is collect $10 from 10 friends. We'll talk more about how you can do that later on. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for coming, and we shall continue the evening. Sorry if I took too long.
Can we get a huge round of applause for our amazing guest speakers, please?